In 2025, crime rates in the UK have hit levels not seen in decades, with violent crimes soaring by an alarming 25% in just 1 year. Burglary, theft, and even drug-related violence are becoming daily headlines, and yet, no one seems to have a clear explanation for why this is happening. What's fueling this explosion of crime? Is it a breakdown of society, or are there deeper hidden causes that we're only beginning to understand? In some areas, the police are overwhelmed, with resources stretched thinner than ever before. Gangs are getting younger, and drug cartels are expanding their reach, pushing violence to new extremes. Meanwhile, mental health issues are spiraling out of control, affecting a growing number of people who feel abandoned by the system. Social unrest, political divisions, and a lack of trust in authorities are contributing to a sense of chaos that no one can ignore anymore. What's really going on beneath the surface? Could the rise in crime be linked to deeper issues like a failing justice system, or is the media stirring the pot to make things seem worse than they are? And how much longer can this continue before it gets out of hand? This video will take you through 10 shocking reasons why crime rates in the UK are exploding. The truth might be more disturbing than you think, and the consequences could affect everyone. Stay with us to uncover the unexpected factors driving this crisis and learn what needs to change before it's too late. Number 1. Economic downturn and inflation. The economic downturn and rising inflation have become significant contributors to the increase in crime rates across the UK in 2025. As the cost of living soars, many individuals are finding it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. This financial strain can push people into desperate situations, leading some to commit crimes in an attempt to survive. When people struggle to afford basic necessities like food, shelter, and healthcare, they may resort to illegal activities to bridge the gap. Studies have shown that economic hardship often correlates with an increase in crimes such as theft, burglary, and fraud. As poverty levels rise, so does the temptation to take shortcuts, especially when social safety nets are either insufficient or difficult to access. Additionally, unemployment and low wages exacerbate this issue, making it harder for individuals to find legitimate work. With fewer opportunities to earn a living, people may turn to more criminal paths, particularly in areas where gangs and illicit markets are prevalent. Another aspect of inflation is the increase in prices, which makes goods and services more expensive. As daily essentials become unaffordable, many may begin to steal or scam to keep up with basic living costs. The stress of financial insecurity also impacts mental health, which in turn may increase aggressive or violent behaviours, contributing to the rise in violent crimes. Ultimately, the economic environment plays a crucial role in shaping crime patterns. The more severe the economic challenges, the greater the pressure on individuals to resort to crime. Number 2. Police resource shortages. The shortage of police resources is a key factor driving the rise in crime rates in the UK in 2025. As funding cuts and staff shortages continue to affect law enforcement agencies, the ability of the police to prevent and respond to crimes has been severely compromised. In many regions, police forces are stretched thin, leaving them unable to effectively manage growing criminal activity. One major issue is the lack of personnel. As crime rates increase, more officers are needed to maintain public safety. But police departments are often forced to operate with insufficient staff, with fewer officers available to patrol neighbourhoods, respond to emergencies, and investigate crimes. Criminal behaviour can go unchecked. Moreover, limited funding has led to a reduction in resources like advanced technology and training programs that are essential for tackling modern crimes, such as cybercrime and organised criminal networks. Without these resources, police forces struggle to keep up with the rapidly evolving nature of criminal activities. The overburdened system also leads to burnout among officers, affecting their ability to perform at their best. When police officers are exhausted and undertrained, they are less likely to make arrests or conduct thorough investigations. This creates a cycle where criminal activity escalates due to the lack of immediate consequences. In the face of increased demand and decreasing resources, the public may start to feel less protected and less trusting of law enforcement. This undermines the very foundation of public safety, making it easier for crime to flourish. Strengthening police resources and addressing staffing issues is critical in reversing this alarming trend. Number 3. The rise of youth gangs. The growing presence of youth gangs in the UK is a major factor contributing to the surge in crime rates in 2025. As economic instability, lack of opportunities, and social disconnection increase, more young people are finding themselves drawn to the gang culture as a means of survival and belonging. Peer pressure, identity struggles, and the allure of quick money are leading vulnerable youth into the dangerous world of gangs. Many of these young people come from underprivileged backgrounds, where access to quality education, employment opportunities, and mentorship is limited. As a result, they turn to gangs for protection, a sense of purpose, and financial gain. Once involved, they may be pushed into committing violent crimes, drug dealing, robbery, or extortion as part of the gang's activities. Moreover, gangs often exploit the disenfranchised and isolated, targeting youths who feel disconnected from their communities. In some cases, young people are recruited at a very early age, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. The sense of loyalty and brotherhood within the gang can overshadow the dangers of criminal involvement, making it harder for these individuals to escape. The impact of youth gangs on the wider community is profound. As gangs grow in influence and power, violent crime rates rise significantly. Drive-by shootings, drug turf wars, and robberies are often the result of turf battles or disputes between rival gangs. Addressing this issue requires not just more police intervention, but also a comprehensive approach that includes youth outreach programs, education, and community support to provide young people with healthier alternatives to gang involvement. Number 4. Drug abuse and the black market. The escalating issue of drug abuse and the growing power of the black market have become significant contributors to rising crime rates in the UK by 2025. The demand for illegal substances like cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine has skyrocketed, leading to a thriving underground economy. This drug trade is often associated with violence, organised crime, and a wide range of criminal activities. The black market not only fuels the illegal distribution of narcotics, but also creates a dangerous environment for users and dealers alike. The violence that accompanies the drug trade, from turf wars between rival gangs to drug-related robberies, has a direct impact on local communities. These violent confrontations often spill into public spaces, leading to an increase in street crime and assaults. Moreover, drug abuse itself is a catalyst for criminal behaviour. Individuals struggling with addiction may resort to theft, burglary, or fraud to fund their habits. As addiction tightens its grip on users, their ability to make rational decisions diminishes, increasing their likelihood of engaging in criminal activities. The spread of new psychoactive substances, NPS, which are often difficult for law enforcement to track and regulate, further complicates efforts to control the drug epidemic. These substances are not only dangerous, but also add an element of unpredictability, leading to overdose deaths, violent outbreaks, and crime spikes in affected areas. To combat this growing issue, it's essential for both the government and local communities to take a more comprehensive approach, one that involves addiction recovery programs, law enforcement, and education about the risks of drug abuse, while also tackling the root causes that drive people toward the black market. Number 5. Digital crimes and cybersecurity threats. As the world becomes more digitally connected, the rise of digital crimes and cybersecurity threats has contributed significantly to the increase in crime rates in the UK in 2025. The rapid growth of the internet, social media, and online marketplaces has created new avenues for criminals to exploit, making it easier for them to carry out illegal activities without ever having to leave their homes. One of the most concerning types of digital crime is identity theft. Cybercriminals now have access to personal information from a variety of sources, including social media profiles, online transactions, and even breaches of corporate databases. With this information, they can open fraudulent accounts, steal money, or engage in other types of financial fraud. The widespread nature of these crimes means that anyone with an online presence is at risk. Additionally, cyberbullying and online harassment have seen a sharp rise, particularly among vulnerable populations like teenagers and young adults. The anonymity of the internet allows individuals to target others with little fear of being caught. This has led to an increase in mental health issues, and in some cases, even violent behavior resulting from online altercations. Another major digital threat is ransomware attacks, where criminals lock up valuable data and demand a ransom for its release. These attacks have hit large organizations, government agencies, and even critical infrastructure in the UK, leading to massive disruptions and financial losses. The lack of cybersecurity education and resources for both individuals and businesses makes it easier for cybercriminals to succeed. To combat digital crimes, it is crucial to invest in advanced security measures, digital literacy, and stricter regulations to safeguard personal data and ensure a safer online environment for everyone. Number 6. Cultural shifts and lack of social cohesion. The breakdown of social cohesion and significant cultural shifts in the UK have played a critical role in the rise of crime rates in 2025. As society continues to evolve, the sense of community and shared values has diminished, leading to a sense of isolation and disconnection for many individuals. This lack of social unity can create an environment where criminal behaviour is more likely to flourish. In many communities, there has been a growing sense of alienation. People, especially in urban areas, often feel less connected to their neighbours, and this disconnect weakens the social fabric that once helped deter crime. When people no longer feel responsible for one another's well-being, it becomes easier for criminal behaviour to take root, as there are fewer community members willing to intervene or report suspicious activity. Moreover, cultural shifts, particularly around values and morals, have contributed to a more individualistic society. In the past, there was often a stronger sense of collective responsibility, where people felt a duty to uphold social norms and protect their community. However, as society moves toward more self-centered attitudes, this collective responsibility has weakened, allowing more people to engage in antisocial behavior without fear of judgment or consequence. The breakdown of traditional family structures and the rise of social media also play a role in these cultural shifts. With many young people growing up in environments where family support is lacking, or where social media often promotes negative behaviours, they are more susceptible to the allure of criminal groups or subcultures that offer a sense of identity and belonging. Strengthening community bonds, promoting positive role models, and fostering inclusive environments are essential steps to reverse these trends and reduce crime. Number 7. Lack of rehabilitation programs. The lack of rehabilitation programs in the UK's justice system is a significant factor contributing to the growing crime rates in 2025. Instead of focusing on rehabilitating offenders, the system primarily emphasises punishment, which often leads to recidivism, the tendency of previously incarcerated individuals to re-offend. This creates a cycle where criminals are not given the tools they need to reintegrate into society, leading to more crimes and higher re-offending rates. One of the key issues is the insufficient investment in rehabilitation services. When offenders are released from prison, they often face limited support in terms of education, job opportunities, and mental health services. Without proper support, many individuals struggle to rebuild their lives, making it more likely they will return to criminal activity. Studies have shown that programs focused on education, vocational training, and mental health treatment can dramatically reduce the likelihood of re-offending. Unfortunately, many prisons lack the resources to provide these essential services. Additionally, the stigmatization of ex-offenders often makes it difficult for them to find stable employment or reintegrate into their communities. As a result, they may feel pushed back into criminal behavior as a way to survive. This highlights the need for a more holistic approach to criminal justice, one that goes beyond mere punishment and focuses on helping offenders overcome the underlying issues that lead to criminal activity. reforming the justice system to include more effective rehabilitation programs, such as drug treatment, job placement, and mental health counseling, would provide individuals with the opportunity to turn their lives around. By focusing on rehabilitation rather than just incarceration, we can reduce the overall crime rate and help offenders become productive members of society. Number 8. Media influence and sensationalism. The influence of the media plays a significant role in the increasing crime rates in the UK by 2025. While the media is essential for keeping the public informed, its portrayal of crime often amplifies fear and contributes to a culture of fear that can, ironically, lead to more criminal behaviour. The sensationalism with which crimes are reported can distort public perception, making people believe that crime is far more prevalent than it actually is, which may cause an overreaction in certain communities and even influence people's decisions to commit crimes. When the media focuses excessively on violent crimes, high-profile incidents, or shocking details, it not only sensationalizes the event, but also glorifies criminal behavior. This can serve as an invitation to would-be criminals who may seek to replicate such acts for attention or notoriety. Research has shown that media coverage can encourage copycat crimes, especially among vulnerable individuals who may be seeking validation or a sense of identity. Moreover, the constant coverage of crime often leads to a heightened fear of crime, which paradoxically can increase criminal activity. People who are living in a state of heightened fear may become more prone to paranoia, overreacting to situations and sometimes taking the law into their own hands, resulting in vigilante justice or even violent confrontations. The glorification of criminal figures in media, particularly through films, TV shows, and social media platforms, also creates a warped sense of reality. Young people, in particular, may come to view criminal behaviour as a means to power, respect, or wealth, rather than recognising the long-term consequences. To mitigate this issue, it is important for media outlets to practice responsible reporting that does not sensationalise crime, and for communities to focus on fostering positive narratives and role models. Number 9. Mental health crisis. The ongoing mental health crisis in the UK is a significant driver of the rising crime rates in 2025. As more individuals struggle with untreated mental health conditions, there is an increasing overlap between mental illness and criminal behaviour. Poor mental health can impair an individual's judgment, emotional regulation, and decision-making abilities, often leading to situations where individuals may act out in harmful ways. One of the key issues is the lack of adequate mental health care. With an overstretched healthcare system and insufficient resources, many individuals with mental health disorders are unable to access the treatment and support they need. This leads to a higher likelihood of mental health crises, where individuals may engage in violent or antisocial behaviour as a result of their condition. For example, people suffering from schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or severe depression may experience intense episodes that lead to criminal actions, either as a form of self-medication or due to delusional thinking. Additionally, substance abuse often coexists with mental health issues. Individuals suffering from untreated conditions may turn to drugs or alcohol as a coping mechanism, which can exacerbate the risk of engaging in criminal behaviour. These individuals may commit crimes such as theft, violent acts, or drug-related offences in an attempt to feed their addiction, or as a result of impaired decision-making while intoxicated. The stigma surrounding mental health issues also prevents many individuals from seeking help, which exacerbates the problem. It is crucial to approach the mental health crisis from a holistic perspective, ensuring better access to mental health care, education, and community support. By addressing the root causes of mental health issues, we can significantly reduce crime rates and help individuals avoid a life of criminal behaviour. Number 10. Political instability and polarization. The rise of political instability and polarization in the UK is another key factor behind the escalating crime rates in 2025. As political tensions increase and societal divisions widen, the environment becomes more volatile. often leading to higher rates of violence and unrest. When people feel that the political system is failing them or that their voices are being ignored, some may resort to criminal activities as a form of protest or to express dissatisfaction. The increasing polarization of political views has led to a situation where individuals on opposite sides of the spectrum view each other with increasing hostility. This us versus them mentality can manifest in violent confrontations, hate crimes, and civil unrest. In extreme cases, some individuals or groups may engage in terrorist acts or extremist behaviour as a way to promote their political agenda or retaliate against opposing groups. The UK has seen an uptick in politically motivated attacks, including political protests turning violent and clashes between opposing ideologies. Furthermore, political instability can undermine public trust in law enforcement and government institutions. When people feel that the justice system is either biased or ineffective, they may lose faith in its ability to maintain order and justice. This disillusionment can lead to a breakdown of social norms, causing some individuals to take matters into their own hands through criminal acts. To address this growing problem, it is crucial for the government and political leaders to promote unity and dialogue among citizens, focusing on collaboration and understanding rather than division. Strengthening the social contract, restoring trust in public institutions, and reducing political tension can go a long way in reducing the crime rate and fostering a more stable society. As we've uncovered, the rise in crime rates across the UK in 2025 isn't just a random spike. It's the result of complex and interconnected factors that need immediate attention. From economic struggles to mental health crises and the impact of media sensationalism, the causes are deep-rooted, and without action, the situation will only worsen. But change is possible. It starts with awareness, dialogue, and action. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest driver behind this surge in crime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. We've worked hard to bring you this in-depth analysis. So if you found this video valuable, please take a second to subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, but it helps us bring you more content like this. Together, we can stay informed and make a difference.